Wow, thank you so much. I hope I hope I can live up to the introduction. First off, I want to thank you all for being here. It means a lot to me to see so many folks here that are committed to what I'm committed to, and that's for reproductive rights for women and women to make choice and women to make their own decisions, not elected male politicians that don't have women's best interests in mind. This isn't political for me before I get into my remarks. For those of you who've seen any of my TV ads, this is really personal. Because I have two daughters that are 26 and 29 years old that I raised as a single dad, and I know how important it is to them. And it's important to them, it's important to me, and I understand the situation. And the thought of an individual being elected governor whose sole intent is to roll back the rights of women is appalling to me. It's just something that's unacceptable. I was at an event last week, and I was at a big banner, and it was at an airport hangar that said, "When women succeed, Nevada succeeds, America succeeds." And that's really what this is about. Because when women succeed, America succeeds. So, thank you to Nicole and Caroline for your remarks and your support. I'm really honored to receive an endorsement from someone from a group that's so incredible as NARAL and what they stand for. Across the country, frankly, women's reproductive rights are under attack, and with the recent retirement of Justice Kennedy, we can only expect those attacks to increase. You can expect future Supreme Court decisions to start nibbling around the edges before they try to take a big bite out of the middle. And we all know that's coming. We all know that that's what we have to stop. We have to stop the Republican majority in the Congress and the Senate that's going to confirm these Supreme Court justices. They're going to take away the rights that you currently have today, that we currently have today, and protect those rights. The fact that they're in the Constitution isn't enough for me. We need to make sure that you can't start nibbling away at bits in terms of funding on the edges to make it less likely or less possible for women to have their rights protected and have access, which is extremely important. It's not a right if you don't have accessibility and affordability. It's not a right, it's just a dream. And the dream isn't enough. We need to make sure that women's access to healthcare services, reproductive services, are both affordable and available. And currently that's not the situation. As governor, I want to expand that, make sure that we have more affordability and accessibility to women's healthcare. The attack on women's healthcare ends here in Nevada. I feel strongly about that. I believe that a woman's healthcare decisions are personal. They're between the woman and her doctor, not a political official, not somebody's agenda, not somebody's backward thinking that wants to be a dictator as opposed to being a governor. They need to be between the woman, her family, and her doctor. I believe we should be protecting access for the funding of comprehensive care across the state of Nevada so it's available for all women. Not just women that are in the state, but women that don't have currently access to affordability. We need to make sure that happens. I believe we should never be tying the hands of providers that provide women the care that they need or allow deceptive practices, as occurred in California, or unnecessary restrictions on women's availability and accessibility to health care. As governor, I can assure you I will never legislate against a woman's right to choose. And will fight to support the healthcare clinics that provide critical services to women at a time that they are in need. That is my commitment to you here today. I'm running for governor because I want to build in Nevada, a state where every family has the opportunity to succeed. Every family, ensuring every Nevadan has access to care that they feel is vital, and that's part of our vision. I'm proud to stand alongside members of this organization and to have this room overflowing with folks here today that share my vision. And we can work with these folks to make this the goal throughout the state of Nevada through this election. Because we all know what's at stake in November. Adam Laxalt will not fight for women's access to critical care. Instead, he wants to roll back the clock on women's reproductive rights right here in our home state of Nevada. There's a clear distinction between where Adam Laxalt stands and where I stand, and the choices will be left up to the citizens of Nevada, and it's our job to make sure that we make that choice clear to them. Thank you. He continues, though it boggles my mind, to stand by a man who has been accused of some of the most heinous sexual assault situations that you can imagine, and continues to stand by him and refuses to be involved in any prosecution or investigation of that. That is not standing by Nevadans, that is not standing by women. When Adam Laxalt said in his interview that he would look into repealing Nevada's law protecting women's right to choose, I was shocked. I don't know if he understood that it was in the Constitution, and his excuses, I didn't hear, there was too much noise, somebody was blocking my view, were just that, they were excuses. And as I said earlier, his handlers continue to rein him back in, reel him back in. As soon as he gets outside, he gets in his non-comfort zone where he just doesn't know the facts and he doesn't know what he's speaking to. And I implore you to be involved, to talk to your neighbors, to talk to your friends, to make sure that we cannot be dragged down this path by Adam Laxalt's far-right, out-of-touch agenda with the people of the state of Nevada. That's why I'm so proud today to have you by my side. Together we can push back. I mean, hopefully you've seen my commercial. I'm not the kind of guy that backs down and backs away. Never have. Don't pick a fight, but I'm not going to back away from one. And I can tell you, I'm not picking this fight, but I'm not backing away from it. You're guaranteed I will not back away on this fight protecting women's rights and women's health care. Together we can continue to stand up for women's rights, for reproductive rights and health care, and the benefit of all of our families. And I can't do that by myself. I'm one person. I'm not running to be dictator of Nevada like Adam is. I'm running to be governor of Nevada and to implement your will. And the will of the people is clear as it relates specifically to these issues. And that's what I intend to do. I'm going to ask one time, I'm going to deviate just a little bit here. I know I've got some other candidates in the audience today. If I could ask them to just kind of wave their hands or to stand up so everybody sees who they are. Thank you all. And the reason I do that is I've run several times. I've run for county commission a couple times. I've run for the board of regents and state senate. And when you're on the ticket, you don't get as much attention sometimes as you should be. You want to come up and join me? But I want you to try to remember who is here today, who stood with you today, who took the time to show up today, because they believe in the same issues and the same principles that I believe in, that you believe in, because they're part of our movement moving forward. And let me conclude by this. I've had the benefit along this campaign trail of being endorsed by a lot of different groups, a lot of individuals, and this one is extremely important to me. It's extremely important because it stands for the women of the state of Nevada. That means so much to me. That you, your rights, your choice is what is going to define who we are as a society moving forward. I'm committed to working hand in glove with you, not standing behind you. I'm going to stand right beside you. I'm going to stand right beside you. I won't back down. You've got my word on that. Thank you very much for your endorsement. Thank you all very much for the great job. Thank you.
For a drink, if you'd like to partake, or water, if that's what you choose. And Steve's going to be there too, if you want to talk to him.